YenYungYo is doing something different this week. I don't have Zion and I don't have Jared, but I do have my other friends. And we're going to be telling ghost stories, Bigfoot stories, clown stories, sleep paralysis, all kind of spooky things because it is October and we're doing all things scary this month, unless we don't. Subscribe down below and watch our other videos. We have Ghost Town USA, our cartoon. 2 episodes are up. We have our vlog series up following the storyline of the ghost of Paese. Find out what happens next. And we have the Triple Y Talk Show, which will be referenced a lot. So if you haven't watched this, the Triple Y Talk Show before you watch this, why don't you go watch that? You can click up there or you can click the link in the description below. And yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm here with my next guest to talk about spooky things. So yeah, tell me about your spooky thing.
So, listen. Me and a couple of my friends decided that we were going to go
What's
to
that
Pointe.
like? Having friends,
I don't know,
that
sometimes
is.
they're really stressful, sometimes I don't really want to have them, but sometimes they're kind of cool, like when you need things, you know, like they come and help you.
Oh,
and
yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
Sounds
All
good.
right, so where were you when you saw your ghost?
Pointe Bridge.
Now, where is that for us people who are not geography majors?
Near North Greenville. Like
And where is that
25...
for those people who are not college students?
It's like 25 minutes from Greenville.
We're in South Carolina.
Yep.
Setting a picture. Okay, so you're at Poinsett Bridge?
Yes.
Is
It's
that
a historically
spooky bridge?
haunted bridge.
Okay, so it's known to be haunted.
Yes.
So what you're saying is we're about to cut to us going ghost hunting in Poinsett Bridge.
Basically.
Cut! Just kidding. That's a lot of work and I'm afraid of ghosts.
Oh, so we decided one night, we're like, let's go to Poinsett Bridge at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh, why didn't I get invited? Wait, why wasn't I invited?
We didn't really hang out like that then. It was like the beginning, like the middle of the semester. It was like this time last year. So we all drove up there. It was fine. We were with some really questionable people, which didn't help anything.
Can you name them, please?
We were with Brad and Austin and Matt Stromlin and Danielle. And we're like, get there and it's super dark. And to start out, there's a sketchy couple there. So we were like, oh no.
Okay,
Yes.
so there's some creepy people there.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, we're already a little eerie, you know, we're like, we know this place is haunted.
Mm-hmm.
So we're walking around and people are like fake scaring each other. It's like, ha ha ha, so funny.
Right.
Like we go down to the river and somebody tried to like fake push somebody in.
Oh, that sounds so much fun. I wish I
And-
was there.
So we're like on the bridge and then we read this sign and it's talking about how when they built this bridge, people died while they were building the bridge. And so they buried their bodies inside the bridge.
Time is money. Okay.
You know? Guys.
Literally, that's historically why they like kept bodies in certain places.
I think I read somewhere that it's like the song, I've been working on the railroads about that.
On top of that, it used to be where it was like an Indian/slave like hanging site. So they would go to
Those
this
are my
bridge
people.
and hang these people there. So it's haunted AF. Like it is. There are all sorts of things there.
I'm Native
So
American.
we're walking around. I tripped and could have swore I ghosted it. It was lame.
Okay.
So we're there. We're recording everything because I got broadcast media major friends. They record everything.
Woo!
I wonder what that's like.
My stupid friends were like, hey, let's go to this part that says do not enter.
Yeah.
That'll be so much fun.
Because, you know, alliteration.
So we're exploring and we like look down this little like you know how when you see a stream, sometimes it has like a cave and you can like look down in it or whatever?
Yeah, sure.
So we looked down in there and there were eyes. And I was like, that wasn't good. Don't like that. So then Danielle looked in there and was like, nope, don't like that. And everyone saw it. It was like, that's not a good.
What
So-
color were the eyes? Because maybe it was just Bigfoot.
No, they were white.
Oh, that's racist.
Two.
Yo, that's
Yes,
creepy.
it was really creepy.
It was like they had no pupil. It was all white.
Yeah, it was just like a white like hole.
There were still eyeballs. Just no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But their pupils were Caucasian.
Yeah. So we're like, ha ha ha, whatever, we're delusional, it's 2 o'clock
No, I'd
in
have
the
been
morning.
peacing out.
So we continue to tramps around, right? And then we leave. We leave, okay?
Oh my God.
Nothing, we're like, all right, whatever, okay?
Yeah.
Then our phones died. All of them.
And that's why I didn't get to invite text.
That's it. That's the reason.
That makes sense.
All of our phones, no, they were on like 100%. They all died.
wow.
So we're all walking
Well, for
back.
reference, what kind of phones were they?
They were like, I have an iPhone 7 Plus. Danielle has an iPhone 7 Plus. Brad had a 7. There's no reason for these phones to randomly
So everyone
die.
here was kind of like wealthy.
Yeah. No, that's not irrelevant. That's not what I was saying.
So like, there was no like Android users in the area.
But anyways, so we're all walking back at different paces, so we're all freaking out because we parked farther away from the bridge because we couldn't find it at first. Okay. And so we're walking back at different paces. Like this one random car comes and creeps by, and we were like, now we're dying. And so we all get back to the car, and we drive back home, and we're like, okay, we're freaked out.
Right.
Freaked out.
Yeah.
So we go, and we look back at the pictures, and there's this figure that has been following us around the entire time. Like genuinely, it's the same little face the whole time. It's like spooky, like you know how when you see like cartoons and they're like Misty or whatever, and then you see the figure. Yeah.
No.
And I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna die. Like we're gonna die. So then Matt gets his voicemail on his phone from one of us, and which our phones had died, by the way. He gets his voicemail on our phone that's like, I saw y'all and I'm watching you, and it's like all these weird noises. And
No,
we're like,
no.
What? The actual heck, like we are gonna die.
That actually happened.
Yes.
Yeah, I swear to you.
So there was a voicemail from a phone that was dead.
Yeah.
That said, I saw. Wait, whose voice was it? Like a regular?
It was none of our voice. It was like this weird, like.
But it was
like
from your
staticky,
phone number?
Yeah. Like the staticky, like old 50s style, like I saw you, like weird, like over the radio voice.
50s dialect.
Well, I saw you out there by the bridge, eh? Like, it was crazy.
It was like creepy.
See, I've seen a ghost before. It was in the Walmart parking lot. I swear, this sounds so dumb, but it's true. I work at Walmart. So so when I first started there, I was 16.
You were 16. I'm listening to you.
I was 16, and I was working as like the cart pusher. So I was taking the carts from the parking lot and putting them inside the store. And one night, this lady walks up to me, and she was like on meth. Like she looked messed up. And she walked up to me.
It's Walmart, so.
And and she walks up to me, and she said nothing, but like she kept saying, "Can you take me to the hospital? Can you take me to the hospital? Can you take me to the hospital?" Just like over and over and over and over and over. It's starting to freak me out because she looked like she was on drugs. I thought maybe she was gonna like get in my car and then stab me or something for drug money. I don't know. I don't know how meth heads work. And so
You don't hang
I
out
was
with
like,
them on a regular basis?
huh?
You don't hang out with meth heads on a regular basis?
Every other weekend. So I'm like, you have to ask someone inside. I'm gonna be at work for a while. I was getting off in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But like I was like, I get off at like midnight, sorry. And so she was like, I need to go to the hospital. Can you take me to the hospital? And it was like really freaking me out. So I went inside, but I didn't want to look like weak or like a wimp or whatever. So I was like, hey, there's like this creepy lady outside. I think she's on drugs or something. And so they went out there and they looked for her. They couldn't find her. And they came back and they're like, there's no one out there, Chase. I was like, oh, okay, maybe she left. So I go out there and start pushing cars. She pops up behind me like it's nothing. Like she must have like walked up behind me and she was like, can you take me to the hospital? And that's all she was saying. And it was freaking me out. Like I was like, at that point I was like legitimately scared because it was I think November. So it was like getting dark around like 6 o'clock. So it was like really dark at this time. And so I kind of like rushed back inside and I was like, listen, she keeps like bugging me and like she's really freaking me out. And so they were like, well, we'll call the police. The police are like 2 roads down in Simpsonville. So they call the cops to come and kind of check out the area. Mm-hmm. And so the cops show up like 15, 20 minutes later. And I refused to go outside until they get there. Because I was like, she's going to follow me to my car and like hide in the back seat and then like psycho me. Like, and so I'm chilling inside. The cops show up. They check the whole area. They check like the woods around, the neighborhood around. And like eventually they come back and they're like, there's no one out here. And so I was like, all right, she's definitely gone now. I go out there to like finish up my job for the night so that I could like leave because I didn't finish my job. And my Walmart is the one that has the gas station. Like we have a gas station and at 10 o'clock the lights turn off. Well, so I was getting the carts and I saw the lights flicker at the gas station and I was like, oh, that's weird. And right when I look up and like make like eye contact with like where the lights flickered, the lights turned on and she was standing under the light. And I screamed like a child, ran inside the building, said, I'm not doing it. I clocked out and I sprinted in my car, jumped in. I refused to look in the back seat the whole way home. I didn't look in the rearview mirror. Like, if someone was behind me and I brake checked them, it was over. Like, because I refused. Because my biggest fear was if I look in the rearview mirror,
creepy.
she would be in the back seat.
So not
or if I
okay.
looked behind me, she'd be sitting there. And I couldn't do it. Like, you know what?
I would have cried.
Like, you know when you're like having a nightmare at night and like you're so scared you don't want to open your eyes? You know what I'm saying? It was like that moment. And so I get home and like, I leave the keys in the ignition and everything. I turn the car off, I bust out the door, I slam the door behind me, I run inside, and I'm like, whew. I walk into my mom and dad's room and I tell them what happened. And my mom goes, and she describes the woman. She's like, does she have blonde hair? And she looked kind of like she was on drugs. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I saw her by the hospital today. And I was like, why would she need a ride to the hospital if she was already at the hospital? All right, Meredith, where can they find you on the internets?
Everything's under 2D Kimmer. Don't ask my Instagram handles.
Can you spell that for me?
TOOTIE space KIMMER.
Awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Please go ahead and click right there if you want to hit the subscription button. I would be so thankful. If you click right there, it'll take you to our next recommended video. Go give that some love. Like button, subscription button, comment, backspace, space bar, all that good stuff. This is my life. My life is a meme. My grandmother stole my identity once. Thank you guys.